We have with us Prativa Mohapatra, Managing Director of Adobe India. Ma'am, many thanks for speaking to PTI. It's wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you, Mamata. It's my pleasure and fantastic to be here with you today.
Tell us, as a tech leader, what are the most exciting things you see at this point of time? When you look at the rest of the year, what do you see are the top risks and the top opportunities facing businesses?
Yeah, as a tech professional, and I think I complete 30 years of my tech life, it's a fantastic time to be in this space. And technology is no longer powering businesses, it is the business. And like I say, every business is a tech business now, irrespective of whichever sector we talk of. So the position of technology is absolutely in the center of everything that's happening. And it's powering our economy, powering social, powering education. It's everywhere. So fantastic time for that. And in terms of the evolution of technology, and I'll come to where we are today, over the last 50 years, we've seen how compute has transformed. I mean, the mainframes where nobody knew where this computation was happening, to the desktop, to today the phones and mobility that you get in your pockets or in your purses. That's an evolution of compute. Similarly, in the space of communication, if you see what internet did, created new businesses like e-com, or changed the way people exchange messages with each other. So that brought everybody together. That created new businesses. And similarly, in the application space, right, everything was about back-end processing or about process automation. And now you have technology for everyone around us. The era of experience, the era of personalized stuff for every individual is here. And we as Adobe, and me in particular, it being a space where we are doing productivity, creativity, and experience is, I think, in the midst of a fantastic era. And I think that's where the opportunity lies. Like you talked about, what is the opportunity? The opportunity is, how do we make everyone creative? How do we bring productivity across businesses and people? And of course, how do we really up-level the personalized experiences that every consumer, every customer is getting?
And AI is a big part of that, isn't it?
No, absolutely. I think what we were calling experiential growth, it is AI-powered experiential growth, because what something means to me versus what something means to you, in what color sari I can wear versus what you like. I think AI will help differentiate that. I think that's the kind of personalization the power of Gen AI is able to bring front and center.
As you look at the macro indicators today globally, the growth is slowing down, the inflation has been stubborn. What, according to you, are the great risks that you see as a business leader?
Yeah, let me bring it to the context of India, because every market is different. We are in a growth phase, and I think the last 10 odd years we have been in the international map. Tech has been, again, a big driver of growth. But the challenge, if you say, in a country like ours, our demographics is very heterogeneous, right? We have three Indias, as they say, you know, the big metros, the smaller cities, and the rural population. So as businesses, are we able to be sensitive to this heterogeneous demographics? I think that's a challenge which everybody needs to figure out how to handle. Second, of course, is the entire focus on data security, privacy. So whatever we do, are we keeping things at users' prerogative rather than ours? You know, that's a challenge that everybody needs to deal with. And the most important one, I would say, is skill. As all of this is really rapidly changing, as an economy, as an organization, as individuals, are we able to stay up to date, and is skill at the right level that it needs to be?
Okay, let's turn to your business. Yeah. You have delivered better than expected revenue and earnings, and you've also raised your full fiscal's guidance. Now, I wanted to ask you, in this, how has India performed? What is the demand environment in India like right now? And what is the addressable market for Adobe?
Yeah, again, you talked about India doing really well, and happy to share, I think 3 consecutive years now, we have been the best performing market in the APAC region. and globally one of the fastest growing. So that's really a great place to be in. The demand continues to be across sector. I would say a couple of years back, it was banking and financial industries or travel and transportation. In fact, we have some very large customers like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, all these large banks. Or if you talk of an Indigo airline. So these have been adopting our technologies for a long time now. The good news is B2B sectors are actually now adopting digital, and that's where our growth also is there. So we have signed up something really large at Maruti Suzuki. So those are the industries which are getting onto technology landscape. So growth is expanding. We're unlocking new sectors. And I'm sure now with all the focus that government has, there will be a lot of opportunity in that space in reaching out to citizens, bringing e-governance and productivity at scale. So all of that are the areas where we see the growth coming from.
Is there a number to how big is the addressable market for you here? Have you done any study to say that this is the size of the market per se, and we want to have this kind of market share in that? Is there a number? Is there a way to understand the size and scale of what you're addressing?
Yeah, if you see, I think a lot of the analysts keep on giving out reports and everybody cuts and slices in a different way. So it's very difficult to say it's that space. I think the best measure is growth, and that's how we really are tracking ourselves.
Okay. What are the big growth drivers for Adobe in India today, looking at the next 3 to 5 years? And as India looks at, maintaining a good growth rate, which is, I think, in stark contrast to what globally the growth rates are. And as we move towards a developed India vision for 2047, what are the growth drivers for companies, for your business? What are the tailwinds and headwinds when it comes to driving your sales and operations here?
Yeah, I talked about the growth levers, which is unlocking many, many new industries. We are tracking that where can digital use cases really become real. And like I said, from very consumer-driven companies like the banking or travel and transportation, they are customer first always. If you're seeing new industries like, hey, how do you buy a car? How do you experience a new washing machine? So these are the new ways of unlocking digital use. So I think unlocking new markets is a big growth driver. And the organizations themselves see digital as a big channel for their business growth. So there is a two-way acceptance that there is a huge opportunity in new business unlock. Second, of course, the growth drivers is the tier 2, tier 3 cities. A lot of tech companies are going into these markets. There is goodness in skills available in the smaller cities. And I'm from Bhubaneswar, and I feel very proud that there's a lot of growth happening there. So I think the tier 2 city, and even the government is talking about growth in the the reverse engineering and reverse growth. So that's another big positive that we are seeing in the market. In terms of, and of course, the policies and frameworks which are getting more and more user-friendly, organization-friendly. So those are positives. Challenge, again, I would say skill. Can we cope up? And Gen AI, and it's so fast. So how does everybody cope up to that kind of new skill requirement? And of course, there is healthy competition, I would say, but there is challenge between different cities, but that I would say is more positive than negative. I think that's where I would see the challenges and opportunities.
You talked about talent. We will come to free flow of talent and whether there should be quotas and reservations. But after this, I wanted to first ask you, what is your strategy for artificial intelligence? How do you plan to leverage and harness AI in your services and offerings?
Yeah, I think AI is a very transformative technology. Now, there are technology and technologies. Some technologies really change a shift, and AI is in that category, very transformative. So, and our attention on AI has been, or our approach to AI has been, it has to be responsible, because technologies which are transformative have to be really dealt with very responsibly. And we have a AI ethics framework, which we call ART, which is accountable, responsible, and transparent. which actually means that how we build our products, the data we use, how it is tested, how is it reviewed, the entire thing has to really adhere to these principles of art. So that's a broad perspective of how we look at our AI. And of course, in Adobe, we have been infusing our products with AI for more than 10 years. It's Gen AI which has just done the shift, and Gen AI is actually generating something rather than doing prediction and what have you. So in that space, our strategy is at 3 layers. We call it at the data layer, at the model, and then at the interface. And what I mean by that is, at the data layer, a lot of models are being created, but the data that goes into creating these models has to be rich and reliable. And with our investment on creative documents and marketing, so we have some data which we are very confident when we use that. The organizations which use to create these models or our own models are commercially safe and of a very good content, so that a very strong point of view on the data layer. Coming to the models, and you are hearing a different kind of foundational models, language models. So our foundational models which we build are in the space where we are domain experts, which is image, video, and marketing, what have you. Of course, we are very open to infusing models of other companies which are relevant and they are better at. So we have that openness of model creation, but our own models are based in domains that we are experts at. And the third layer, which is the interface layer, is I would say where we actually use AI on our phones or on our products. That's where AI becomes real. And as Adobe, we really bring it and make it real in our top-end products, and be it in the products which are used for ideation using AI, for end-to-end production using AI, or the marketers actually using something which is enabled with AI. So that's a 3-layer, and that's how we look at our AI strategy.
Let's take this conversation on the art framework ahead. There has been a global debate around user data and published work being ingested for training of AI models. New York Times sued OpenAI and Microsoft for copyright infringement. My question is around Adobe's Firefly. There have been concerns expressed that by tweaking the terms of use, could have allowed the data to be used for training of your AI models. You have, of course, released a clarification on that. You have reassured users that there are no such plans. But looking back, how do you see this whole debate over data usage related to AI?
Yeah, as you rightly said, and we did release our updates into our terms of use, clarifying in more user-friendly English, right? So that people understand what we mean by the terms. And very clearly, we have been in the business of content for a very, very long time. And for us, all our tools, all our products, all our policies are with the creator at the center of everything. And that does not change. Whatever we will do, we will protect the creator's interest in mind. If you ask me our Adobe's point of view, that's a philosophy which will continue. And I think collectively, the entire world has to come together to ensure that the user or the creator or whatever purpose it's built for has to be in the center of all of it.
From a talent and skills perspective, how are you looking to expand in India? What are your investment plans for the market? Which all areas would it be channelized in? And what are your hiring plans for the India market?
Talent, of course, Adobe's growth, you'll be aware, like we were in single digits when we started 20 years back. We have close to 8,000 people working in India. It's a big innovation hub as well as a great market for us. That's how Adobe in India is a microcosm of the entire Adobe world. We have our research, we have our products, we have our markets. So it is really and it is the second largest base beyond Americas. So our focus on talent here continues and will continue. In terms of investments, you would have heard of, like last year, we opened a new premise in Bangalore. That seats around 2,500 people. So infrastructure investment continues, and hence that really relates to the fact that there are people, and that's what is our core asset, and we continue to invest on that. The other investments are around, again, we recently announced availability of a experience platform on India Data Center. And that's, again, we listen to the customers. The need for data residency is heightened, so we have invested. So this kind of investments to grow our market continues, and we see that as a very, very positive traction that's going on.
So India represents the second biggest outside of US in terms of talent and skill pool that you have here. But it is also a growth engine for you in terms of the revenue that it's generating, because you mentioned that within APAC region, you said it's amongst the top 3.
Yeah.
And globally, it is one of the fastest growing markets.
Yep.
Okay.